What is going on, guys? Your boy Joey672 coming to you guys with the video right now. So I want to go over Josh McDaniel's had his interview with the Philadelphia Eagles yesterday. That meeting went for 8+ hours, the longest they've had a candidate interview for. Okay, a long time. That meeting probably didn't end until about 9 o'clock, as I read this morning. And it really went well. It actually went pretty well. I understand that Josh McDaniel's isn't the favorite, obviously the favorite for Eagles fans to be the new head coach. But obviously a lot to talk about, and that they've had a lot of interest in Josh McDaniels. And look, the Eagles look at Josh McDaniels. He's been one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL, the best quarterback in the NFL, and has ran an offense really well. What I like about Josh McDaniels is he's very hard on his players. He drives for success, and he works very well with QBs. So, there's a lot of stuff that has to be talked about. Control and who is in charge of what and how much say is Josh McDaniels going to have. It's a lot to talk about because the way this Eagles front office has acted the past few years, it's really hard to, it's easy to put in Deuce Staley as the head coach and just get rid of him, and put all the blame on him, even though it's none of his fault. You know what I mean? So, to have Josh McDaniels here, look, I'm not a big fan of it, but it is what it is. Whatever head coach is here, I'm going to support that head coach to be here and do his thing, and that's it. You know what I mean? You never know what can happen down the road. Obviously, Josh McDaniels was a head coach in 2008, 2009 for the Denver Broncos. That failed. He was out within a year and a half, got fired, burned his bridges there, and then obviously he was supposed to be the head coach of the Indianapolis Colts in 2018, and then he backed out of it, and that's when Frank Reich, the former OC for the Eagles, became the Colts head coach at that time. Okay, so there's a lot to talk about there. Now, but the meeting went very well, so I guess that's a good thing. And the last thing I have to say about it is that they got to make a decision on this soon with Josh McDaniels, just because they can't leave the Patriots sitting there without an OC and give them enough time to find an OC. They can't wait another few weeks. So obviously this decision has to come with either days or next week, I probably have to say. So it's going to be very interesting. Now, Eric Bieniemy, obviously offensive coordinator for the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, the Texans are one of two teams with the Eagles, obviously, that need a head coach. Every other team, the Chargers just hired Brandon Staley the other day. So a lot to look at there. So really, it's all down to the Texans and Eagles for vacant positions on the team right now for head coach and other positions as well. So virtually the Texans are going to be interviewing, and this was on permission, so you'd have to have permission to have a virtual, especially with these playoff teams, some of these playoff candidates. Now, I haven't heard Brian DeBall's name, but Eric Bieniemy is another name that I did hear. The Texans are going to virtually interview Eric and see what happens with that. Now, there hasn't been anything that the Eagles are going to be interviewing him. They requested it, but nothing has happened so far. So maybe we'll see some news later that Eric Bieniemy will be interviewing for the Eagles head coaching job. So we just have to probably wait, obviously, till the end of the day today to maybe figure that out. The quarterback coach, Mike Kafka. Now, the Eagles, John Clark did tweet out that the Eagles have denied him for a head coaching, interviewing him for the head coaching job. So Mike Kafka is definitely out off the table to be the head coach. This is obviously a name that we've been obviously wanting a guy like Mike Kafka at the QB coach for the Philadelphia Eagles. We don't want Press Taylor. I don't know how Press Taylor is in the building right now. I don't get it. I figured he'd be gone just because it's one of Doug's close friends on the team, so I figured he would have been gone as well. So there is no report that the Eagles have a set interview with Eric Bieniemy as of right now. Okay, so the Texans are having a virtual interview with him today. And that's pretty much it. Now, rumors did come out the other day. Actually, not really rumors, but top reporters came out yesterday that the Texans are the least really intriguing spot for NFL candidates. And I thought we were the worst. But obviously with the Deshaun Watson baggage and what's going on with that, him wanting to leave, and just him being very upset with the organization for what the decisions they have been making, I mean, I'd probably want to leave too. But yeah, with all that drama going around, I don't know what team's going to want to go there, but, you never know. I mean, there are head coach candidates that, like turning teams around. Sometimes, it's too good to be true to land in the perfect spot. And obviously, when there are remaining teams left, those are the bigger mess teams like the Eagles and the Texans, with a lot to do with that. So, I mean, other than that, guys, that's pretty much it. No set interview for Eric Bieniemy. The Texans have a set interview with him today, so I'm pretty much figuring out the Eagles are going to make a decision after this week to see what's going on. I have no idea, and hopefully something gets done. I think it's really going to come down to Josh McDaniels, Eric Bieniemy, maybe Deuce Staley. Joe Brady, maybe 4 guys. Kellen Moore, probably not. So there's a lot going on here. So, yeah. Going to be crazy to see what happens. So let me know in the comment section below what you guys think about this. I will see you guys later. Shake squad up, fly outside. Peace out, guys. Peace.